Hey, what's up, everyone? You're currently tuned into TBD on KCSB FM 91.9 in Santa Barbara and netradio.com out of Tijuana. Today, I'm joined by Palmdale Rockers, House Scandinavian, and we also have Alex from Burbank. How's it going, guys?
Yeah. Sorry, that threw me off. But it's all right. How you doing, Thomas? I'm all right.
Doing well, dude. Long time no talk, guys, even though we just chatted for a really long time before the interview. How are you guys doing since the last time I saw you in person? I think it was at Biko.
Man, what was that, 2 years ago?
Something like that. Yeah.
Something like that, right?
Something sometime before COVID, you guys played with Linnea and
Cindercone.
Cindercone, yes.
Shout out to both those bands for being awesome. Yeah, wow. A lot has happened since those 2 years.
I guess
we're
just
feeling good, you know.
What have you guys been up to? Like any hobbies? Like, I don't know. What's been going down the last 2 years? Anything notable?
You first, Alex.
I mean, just like the same boring old stuff of just like working and just doing music.
I know we were talking before, you're a teacher, right, Alex?
Yeah, I'm technically a teacher's assistant for a broadcasting professor at Valley College.
And yeah, so what do? You teach kids how to broadcast and whatnot, right?
So I know how to go on air and actually do remotes, but the majority of the students that I teach, they just don't know how to mix and master their own voices. So I just teach them how to use Adobe Audition.
That's sick.
Thanks, man.
So I know you said you started a radio station as well. You guys built one and stuff. Do you want to go into that a little bit as well?
Oh man, that's a lot to go through.
Let's do it.
Sure.
Just give him the short version.
Very, very short version.
Yeah.
So it was a huge surprise that honestly the school was going to shut down and everything hit with COVID. And we were still doing everything online for broadcasting because we felt like we should at least be conditioned to do pretty much Zoom calls and knowing how to do remotes. And someone had the idea of building a website just so we could pretty much broadcast from, because we had problems with tunein.com.
I see.
And so someone programmed the entire radio station, and we decided to use a Barracks box to do our radio shows from there, with me being the first one to go live with all the equipment I have.
That's sick.
It's the shortest version.
That's awesome. So I guess did you had a radio show of your own, or?
I did. I called it False Idol. And it was pretty much just like us honestly just idolizing the different types of people in like the LA music scene or just like the mainstream people. And it was just me playing my favorite songs, and sometimes when I had a guest, their favorite songs.
And so I remember you saying you tried to highlight a bunch of artists from the Valley as well, right? And that's the San Fernando Valley?
I did. I had a lot of the San Fernando Valley bands playing, not them playing, but I was playing their music, at least the ones I bought on there.
Yeah.
And I did get hit with like one or two copyright
Did you really?
here and there. Yeah, I did.
Wow, that's actually really interesting.
But it's all right. I mean, I'm not sure who's monitoring their stuff, but that's totally cool.
Yeah. That's awesome, dude. Did you try and get interviews and stuff?
It did. It was really, really hard to get people to commit to them showing up on the day we had to interview. I had some pretty good questions lined up. Every interview I had was 15 minutes, so it wouldn't get boring.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
That's cool, dude. Well, it's a bummer. That's just the way it goes with radio. Sometimes people don't show up and everything. People flake. It's kind of a bummer. I feel you on that. Well, hopefully you can get back into it at some point, dude. I'd love to listen.
Of course, man. Yeah, Thomas, I'll let you know.
Hell yeah. Brian, dude, Steven, what's good, man? Like, what have you guys been up to?
Oh man, Alex kind of mentioned, just working. We've been lucky enough to work through the pandemic. A lot of people had been laid off or got got the unemployment stuff, but we never did. We just kept working so just work and just fit in music in when we can, like we had a period where we weren't really like practicing too much because, it was kind of scary for a bit in the early stages, but we got back together in, was it September, Alex? September 2020?
More like August, and then
August
with like an idea that I had.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. So what we did in response to the whole pandemic was Alex had the idea to do live streams at the studio that we were practicing at the time. And we did about 10 of them, like episodes, so to speak, and it was a pretty cool experience. It was weird at first. Well, it was still kind of weird. Because, there's no audience, and like, we would, but we don't get any, you don't get any of that live feedback when you're playing.
Exactly.
So,
yeah. It's
just odd, it's just practice, but, recorded practice, but I don't know. It's not, it's strange. So, but we did that for about a couple months. I think we ended it around December 2020. So we did it for a couple weeks. It was like, it was a cool run. So August to December. So what, like 4 months? Anyway, so we did that and that was cool. People liked it. I think it was a good way to kind of fill in the void of performances, because it sucked because, we, like many bands, we had a show lined up that got canceled right before, we were going to show up on your show in person too in the spring. We were kind of working on that, we were figuring that out. So that also got canceled. So but we tried to make the best of it and we started doing the streams and we got pretty good, reception of what we were doing with it. But I think we just never got back into it because right around 2021 is when, earlier this year is when things started to look like we'd be kind of going back to the road of playing live shows again. And we did eventually. And we played in July? Was that our first show back, Alex? July, right?
July? I would say, I think so. Like June, July, back at Transplants, right?
Yeah, which is like this local venue that had just opened.
Dude, Transplant has some really cool stuff going down, actually.
Yeah, they're huge. It's really a much needed spot for the AV, because it's the only all ages place we have, So, and Matthew, the owner, he's a really cool guy. He's a really nice dude. So, so what's it called? There we go. So, anyway.
Yeah, that's sick. That's awesome, dude. Well, I'm glad like you guys were able to get back into it and stuff. Steven, how about you? Just kind of the same as everybody else?
Yeah, it's actually funny. This is basically my first band that I'm playing, performing live with.
Yeah.
So it's funny too. He mentions Transplants. That was the show I went to see them at, and that's where Brian asked, because their previous bassist, he got too busy with his job and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's where Brian asked me, would you want to fill in? Because we've been talking for a while.
Yeah, that's sick, dude.
Yeah. It all comes together.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome. Well, that's super sick. I can't wait to see your performance of you playing in your first band.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, dude. I think Sprain played there recently, right? At Transplant too?
Did they?
I think that show got something that happened. It got canned or something like that. It didn't happen because I was actually looking forward to going, but it didn't happen. So yeah. So I don't know. You'd have to talk to them about that.
Yeah, no, dude. Yeah, dude. I just thought I remember seeing something about that.
No, there was a poster. It was like Blue's Clues or something like that. It was like Steve from Blue's Clues and like Tupac or something like that. Weird. It was a Photoshop poster. I remember it clearly.
Yeah.
Meme player.
That's sick.
Anyway, I don't think so, but we have we there's a lot of cool bands actually coming out.
For real, dude.
That normally wouldn't come out to play out there, so that's kind of cool.
Dude, my homie Rob McGill played out there recently, actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's from Ojai. He kind of like holds down like the experimental scene around here.
Oh yeah, because it was that experimental night they had. It was like they're trying to do everything. I think it's great. Like they're really trying to have all sorts of genres, have a place. And oh wow, that's sick.
Yeah, it's really sick. I have a shirt actually.
Oh nice.
Yeah, Weird Cry Records. All the way
from there.
Apparently, dude, it's farther. It's like literally by Santa Barbara. It's like in the hills near Santa Barbara, Ventura area, and he drove all the way down there. So,
wait, what band?
His name is Rob McGill. He does like experimental, like he does like free jazz sax and guitar and just wild stuff. Yeah, it's sick.
Okay.
Yeah, he's cool. And I think he played with like some other people like that I know. My friend Mike, I forget what project he played in, but yeah. Anyways, yeah, that's cool. Transplants sick, man. That's cool. That's cool that you guys are involved in that. So I guess like how has gigs been since then, since your first show in July? Have gigs been good? How's it been getting used to it again?
I think we all have different opinions of it just because, personality wise, I think
a variety of factors, a variety of shows, how they turn out.
Yeah. I think they're good though. I mean, we had a pretty busy September to October. Like we had kind of a nice run of them. And we played Pasadena. We played where else did we play, Alex? We played Palmdale, obviously. Lancaster and
Soldier Wolf. We did play this one spot in Canoga Park called Scotland Yard.
Oh, nice.
That was cool. That was awesome.
But mostly, just sticking around Palmdale and Lancaster. I think those are the only two spots I could think of that were outside from there.
Yeah.
You guys did a run of shows with the homies Eye Candy as well, right?
Yeah. That was good. I know who put them to our direction. But what's it called? Yeah, we played with them a bunch, and they really actually kind of elevated that run of shows because every night there's a band I really wanted to see, and it was them. So it was pretty sick.
That's cool.
And they're just nice. They're just nice young dudes. They're like really. They have like that energy.
Dude, yeah, they're so sick. They're one of my favorite local bands right now just because they're like, I don't know, they're all like super chill, really nice, good homies, and their music rips, So it's like, what more can you ask for? It's like, that's just how you love a band when they're good homies and they just rip, like.
Yeah, no. Their recordings are great too. Like,
for sure.
Listening to their album the other day, Promontory.
Promontory.
I don't know if you pronounce it, but that record's pretty freaking cool. And
Supernova too. That was
yes, dude. That one's also really good. Yeah, they're sick.
I heard it's a lot of hardcore out in Oxnard, right?
Oxnard and like Ventura County in general, it's just very like punk dominated. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the punk shows get all the people. Like it's absolutely wild. And like other shows, like the shows that I throw to that are not punk, like they go off for sure, but not like a hardcore show. I don't know what it is, dude. I don't know why it's always the punk that like brings so many people out. It's crazy.
It's a cultural thing, man. It's like it's like I feel like everyone. It's a very accessible and like pretty
you just gotta get wasted and go crazy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you know what to expect.
Yeah,
it's a good.
I guess that's reliable. True. Yeah. You can't go wrong with a hardcore show. It's like you're gonna have moshing, you're gonna have two-stepping. It's like it's always a good time.
Yeah. But Eye Candy, cool band. They're really nice.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm glad you guys were able to like stay productive the last couple of years and whatnot. Not that many people can say that they had a good last like 2 years. So I'm glad it like worked out for you guys. Some cool stuff. So I guess, do you guys want to start talking about House Scandinavian a little bit more?
Sure.
Let's talk about you, Thomas. How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. Thanks for asking.
Cool. Let's find out. Are you a surfer?
I wish I surfed, man. Do you know how to surf? You think you can teach me?
No, it's too cold for me, man. I'm wearing 2 sweaters.
Dude, yeah, it is.
This guy gets cold in like 60-degree weather. It's pathetic.
Yeah. Yeah.
He doesn't know. It's what is it? It's like 45 today, right? Out here in Palmdale, and it's nothing.
Dude, the other day, like when I was going to work, my windshield was completely frosted over, dude. And like I had to sit in my car for like 10 minutes for it to defrost before I could see out my windshield. And I'm like, dude, this is California. What is going on? You know, like,
well, what time of the day was that?
Dude, this was at like 7 a.m.
Oh, really? Well, we got that. What? It was 4:30 p.m. and we had that.
Wow, that's actually gnarly.
You get the real experience. Get the EV chill. You know,
I'm gonna have to go to Palmdale and check out that cold weather, dude.
Yeah,
Palmdale. It's like the California Fargo.
Oh yeah, is that what you want to say?
See, lots of snow. No, sorry, no snow, but lots of crime.
No snow, but lots of crime. We get snow once in a while. But anyway, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you had the ice in your window.
It's all right, dude. It happens.
Is Simi Valley a cold spot?
Dude, not really, dude. It was weird, man. I'm telling you.
Wow.
So anyways, keep the interview questions coming, Alex. Let's go. Nobody turns it to me.
I have plenty of questions for you, Thomas, because maybe we don't even know enough about you.
That's true, dude. I never talk about myself on the show. So if you want to give me something, dude, let's do it.
I have to say, those are really great glasses. Those are like, it's so hard to describe something on radio, something you normally see. Where did you get those?
So it's actually a funny story, and I'm really glad that you asked. So long story short, we'll make this a short thing. I needed new glasses because I stepped on my other frames. They were on my floor and I stepped on them, it was quite a bummer. And so I was just rocking glued glasses for a while. And then I go to the eye doctor and they were like, your eyes got a tad bit worse. And I was like, well, all of these like free Medi-Cal glasses look terrible. And I was like looking at the Raybans and stuff. And one of the like helpful front desk ladies was like, we have a really good deal for people that are getting Medi-Cal because of and unemployment money because of the pandemic. And I was like, explain more. I'm interested. You piqued my interest. And she was like, if you qualify enough, like we'll like, how much unemployment are you getting? All this stuff. Like if you qualify enough, you can get these really cheap. And so I think I got my Ray-Bans for like $50.
Oh man, that's pretty badass. I can never get Ray-Bans for like that much.
I know, dude. It's such a good deal. And I'll probably never have Ray-Bans again in my life.
Oh wait, those are Ray-Bans, man. It's so hard to tell.
Yeah, they're Ray-Bans, dude. They're pretty sick. Before I was rocking the Costco specials, you know what I'm saying? Like the $20 plastic frames.
I can't wait those 2 weeks to get your new glasses for your eyes to just adjust and feel worse.
Oh my God. And that was another thing. I've never had to like adjust to like new glasses before, I guess. I don't know. My other glasses, I feel like my first pair never really felt that way. But oh my God, I had a headache every time I would wear my new glasses, dude. It was wild and it lasted for like 2 weeks.
It's getting used to new glasses really does suck. Wait. How did you break your glasses? Did you say you just woke up and you just stepped on them?
Dude, I think they fell onto like my floor and I got up from my desk and I stepped and it was crunch. And I was like, damn, those were my glasses.
Did you try super gluing them?
I did, actually. I think I have them right here. Maybe I can show you my super glue job.
Oh man, the funny thing is that
look at this. They're all like fucking.
Wait. Is that taped? Oh wow, they're all crooked too.
Yeah. And the frame, I don't know if you can see, they're all glued right here. Because I like.
No, not really.
Yeah.
No, one time I tried super gluing my glasses together because they broke right above like the nose, the bridge.
Yeah.
And instead of actually gluing that piece, I glued my thumb to the lens because I'm an idiot. And the thing was, I got my thumb off,
but the skin was stuck. Yeah.
On the lens forever.
That's a bummer.
Such a bummer.
Yeah.
Hey man, you never really hear about these kind of things that happen with people with glasses.
You also just never get this type of riveting conversation on TBD. So I'm really glad that people can hear our glasses escapades. So guys, could you shine some light on your formative music moments and like inspiration and kind of just like how you got started and everything? I guess we can start with like, how did you guys meet and how did you start House Scandinavian?
Okay, I guess I'll hit it first. Oh man, that's so boring. it's like such a okay. Here we go. Okay,
you gotta just dramatize it or whatever to make people be like, "Wow, dude, this is so like yeah."
Well, I was coming from a flight, and I was going and I had to go to Burbank because that's all they have, right? Airports.
Yeah.
And I was listening to Germs, and I dig that music.
Uh-huh.
And then this guy was picking us up on the bus. This place called where'd you used to work, Alex?
It's already going bad.
Oh my gosh.
VSP.
And so I was in the bus and I was going to go to this flight to like Montana, and I was listening to the Germs, and the driver was like air drumming, and it was in time to the song.
Yeah.
And it was the opening song, What We Keep a Secret, and I think that's what it's called. And I'm like, this guy seems like a drummer. So then I go up to him like, hey man, do you drum by any chance?
As he's driving.
And that guy was Alex.
Wow.
Driver, yeah. And so we kept up over the years, weirdly enough. I don't know why. Thank God for social media. And then we and him helped our buddy Aaron in his band for a bit,
Mm-hmm.
where we were both drummers, because I'm a drummer too, right?
Uh-huh.
And so we did this weird double drum thing for a bit in his band. And then that band kind of just shuffled a little. And then that ended for a bit. And then I asked Alex, like, hey man, do you want to drum on my stuff? And so he's like, sure. And we did it for, how long have you been in the band, Alex? Like 4 years now? 3 years?
I've been in the band for like 3 years. Yeah. Close.
It's
a little
been a
more
while.
than 3.
Yeah, we're getting old. And so kind of get kicked out. No, so and then what's it called? That's why I met Alex. He drummed for a bit with me. And then Steve, we met him at Transplants. But the funny thing is he wasn't even watching the show. He was actually like ordering, what are they selling? Like cheesesteaks or something like that?
It was cheese sticks.
Tony B. Shout out to Tony B cheesesteaks, because that's the guy's name.
Yeah.
Cheesesteaks. And so like, and like the way he grabbed the sandwich, I was like, man, the guy probably plays bass or something. And I asked him, like, play bass? And he said no, because he doesn't play bass. He was a guitarist.
Yeah.
Metal guy. He's a metal guy. What kind of music did you do? Like sludge metal?
Yeah.
Kind of, right?
Actual sludge, just
the grease.
lather.
The grease. Yeah, get it? No, but yeah, I asked Steve, because Steve was actually, much to my surprise, actually knew about us beforehand.
Uh-huh.
And
I made fun of him a lot on forums and stuff.
Yeah, he actually did. He's like on Rate Your Music or whatever.
Oh, hell yeah.
47, 74, something like that.
Yeah,
that was actually his username. And so like, being a fan of the band, I was like, oh, this guy probably gets the music. He didn't understand, which he showed very clearly during practice. But but a subtlety, right? No, but Steve's new. He joined in August. So he's been in the October. 3 months, and he's learned 20 songs already. Can you believe it?
That's what I like to hear, dude. So that's super cool.
We're hard on him. We're pretty hard on this guy. It's kind of sad.
You got to give him a break, man. He was just trying to eat his cheesesteak when you rudely walked up to him and asked him to join the band.
Yeah.
So,
by force.
What about him eating the cheesesteak really attracted you over to ask him to play in the band? Were you like fretting the cheesesteak as you're eating it?
Kind of, yeah. I was practicing pretending it was a fretboard.
Yeah.
It was really more of a hibernation thing because winter was coming up.
Yeah.
But I guess Brian saw, he just saw how responsible I was and assumed that would translate to learning songs well.
He ate his food very cleanly, despite how disgusting the cheesesteak was. He never let it drip on him, and I'm like, well, he can probably keep time. He can probably play very, cleanly.
He understands rhythm. He could play with drums. He doesn't need lessons. So he's a master. He has
animalistic energy to it. So there's that. But yeah. The band, we've ever since that moment, we've been playing together, the three of us. And it's been an interesting clash of styles. So every lineup that the band has been through has been unique in its own right.
Yeah.
Everyone brings their own thing to it live. And this version of the band is at least probably the most emotionally stable one. So that's good. So maybe we suck playing live, but at least we don't hate each other. So that's kind of nice.
No crying during band practice. So I guess like when you started House Scandinavian, I guess, what directions were you guys trying to go, and where are you at now as compared to, I don't know, you said 4 years ago?
Well, this configuration was 4 years ago, but
I see.
But the band itself was like what, 2009? I was like 15. So like that's really when I started.
Wow, dude, that's insane.
Yeah, and like at the time I was really into like Pavement and stuff, like really classic indie rock stuff and post punk, all the stuff you kind of listen to when you're a teenager. Like, not that you still do it now, I still do, but the stuff that kind of like invigorates you, like, oh wow, like I can do this too, I don't have to know how to sing. Stephen Malkus can't sing, and so like, just to Stephen Malkus, but so I at the time I was into indie rock, but I didn't really want to do it like straight indie rock, like like, oh, riff here, insert chorus, It just kind of just was a amalgamation. Is that the word?
Yeah, amalgamation or something. I don't know how to say it.
Sorry, AWOL Nation. It was a mixing pot of like everything, because I grew up with like more 80s stuff. Like I like Tears for Fears. That's my favorite band. One of my favorite bands ever.
Yeah, for sure.
Police, stuff like that. So like I wasn't really like a cool kid. In middle school, I wasn't listening to like what the kids listen to, Panic at the Disco. I wasn't into that stuff. I wasn't into like I never had my like pop punk phase. Like
you were never into mall emo, dude. You never got into mall emo.
No, I never. I mean, didn't you like Sum 41 or something like that when you were younger? Anyway, so like I never got into Blink. I never got into Tom DeLonge, whatever his name is. I never got into that stuff. So like, when I listened to what I was listening to, it kind of came out weird, and I wasn't really angsty as a kid either. So like my music kind of doesn't have an edge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, I mean, I guess sometimes it does, but I never was really trying to be like, I'm mad. I was never really a mad kind of guy. Maybe mentally I am, but not angrily. So, like when we play live, I kind of hope that it's kind of more awake, I guess.
Yeah.
Angry.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think it does. It translates well. I mean, but what it's evolved since those days is that like I have me being the leader or whatever, better understanding of like how to play with people, like communicate, like personality wise and chemistry wise and all that stuff. And, I think Alex, he's a very finessed drummer. He has a very like, how do you say, silk touch, I suppose. I don't know. You have to chorus him to push hard, which I do, which we all do. And, he has dynamics. Let's put it that way. He's not a drum machine, which is awesome, because if I want a drum machine, I just get a drum machine.
Yeah.
And then Steve, he's a young gun. He's the wild card. I don't know what he's going to play next. He's just, his tone knob just goes up and down, like sometimes it's treble, sometimes it's bass, and it's all good. He's developed. What I like about Steve is that he's developing a style. He's young. He's like 6 years younger than us. So 7 years younger than us. So like,
yeah, I just turned 12.
Yeah. So he actually did.
He said as long as I get home.
And so, I guess to answer your question with this long and convoluted answer is that, live, the band, everyone brings their own, style to the table live. And I like that. It's fun because I think you listen to the recordings, you're like, that's cool. I like dig that. And then you go watch us live and it's like completely different.
It's a whole different story. Whole different ball.
Yeah. And I feel like we're constantly improvising our parts sometimes. So you really won't, if you see us 2 nights in a row, it won't be the same. It's going to be, there's always something that's different about a drum part or a guitar part or a bass part, or just if I'm particularly off key that night or something. It's like, it's it's all good. It's always going to be a different story. And I know Alex, he's very, you can speak, Alex, by the way. For son, I don't want to speak for you, but I know he's really into like having like seamless performance. Like we've been really working on that, like trying to make it where it's just one giant performance, like no dead air, which I think is it. Here you go, because you're gonna have a huge thing to say about this.
Yeah, well, I guess I'll just keep it short because I pretty much just see like a live show just like radio, like no dead air. You got to have things planned. You can improvise here and there, you write it there, but I really wanted to just like be like a piece, like a showpiece. I really want to entertain myself while entertaining someone who's probably watching me, who knows how you even got there or why you're even there, but make it pretty cool. But I'm not much for like shows like at a bar and all that, like we've been getting. I actually like shows at house parties, or I like live streams way more. I really like not having the audience there and just focusing more on just playing something stupid.
Yeah.
I think
that's a good take.
Another way of putting that is, I guess we just like controlled environments. I guess like our music, the music is, we were talking about hardcore shows, right? It's very like, it's a very rambunctious audience kind of like, participation stuff. And like, people have participated in our songs, but like, I think we're more atmospheric. It's just a little harder to like sell it at a bar. Like, I doubt anybody wants to hear our 6-minute long song about dogs or something, like it makes no sense. I mean, but it's fun. I love the challenge though. I mean, Alex says he doesn't like bars. I kind of like bars because I kind of like messing with the audience. I like them. I like annoying them. Yeah. I want them to listen to me, even if they don't, if you can't avoid me, you're going to listen. So you're saying, it's that energy. I don't know. See, that says a lot. Like, I feel like I'm a very antagonistic kind of frontman. So like, you'll get the sarcasm blast pretty quickly if the show's going south. Yeah. But it's just how we are, man. It's all fun and games. It's just art, man. It's just music. Like, I don't take it too seriously. I mean, I do take it seriously, but I'm not gonna get like butthurt about it.
Yeah, you're not gonna get like full of yourself, and exactly.
Who cares? I mean, it's just some dude just playing a guitar. Wow,
exactly.
Like, that hasn't been done before.
Yeah,
and I think that's what kind of keeps us level-headed with performance. Like, no one likes the stereotypical musician ego thing. It's best to keep that away. But
well, that's cool, dude. Yeah, loved hearing about that. Can you tell me about the scene in like Palmdale, like Antelope Valley and stuff? Like, what's going on there? How's your local scene? Describe me your local scene.
Oh man, you're asking like some really how do you say it, incendiary questions here, because what I say will affect my life right now. No, Palmdale Scene. It's all right. I mean, okay. I'll give you the non-subjective version. When I was a teenager, it was pretty much dying. It goes in cycles out here. Like, I remember when I was going to shows as a middle schooler, it was just like hardcore stuff, like hardcore. It's the eternal genre. Yeah. And so, but I think it was kind of dying off because like that generation of musicians was starting to like become adults and stuff. Like they were going to college or whatever. So everyone has like that phase of like, I need to take time off. I'm gonna, focus on myself, which is fine. And so it was pretty much nothing for about like 4 years, because I was in a little band for a bit, for like a year with 2 friends, but it was nothing. We just play birthday parties. We were kids.
Nice.
So like, we did mostly covers, and then we started to play our own songs, and then we lasted for like, we actually recorded like an EP with like this like metal guy who didn't really know what he was doing with our genre. He was really confused, and it was really great because the drums were produced like metal drums, but it was like indie rock. It was so funny. It was like, I wish I had a copy of that stuff because it's just gone now. Like, it's just an ether.
Yeah.
And like, this is before like Dropbox and stuff. Like he had to give us the masters on a CD. It was so,
wow,
it was so weird. It's such a unsaid, people don't know.
Yeah.
People don't know about the CD masters.
Yeah.
And so anyway, so during that time when I was a young teenager, there wasn't much of anything. I think we played we had one venue, only AV heads will know. There was two venues. It was the Veterans Hall, which was called the Crossing because it was next to the train tracks out here.
Yeah.
And there was that place. And then there was this other spot called the Fantasy Hall, which was next to a taco place in Lancaster, which was close by to the Britisher.
Yeah.
It was there. And so those are really the only places we had for a while. And then, do you remember the Industry Theater? No. Okay, so there was this place called the Industry Theater that opened for a bit in around 2011 to around 2013, and it was all right. It was kind of trying to do what Transplants is doing now, which is like, you know, use a warehouse to create a venue and stuff, and like, you know, all that stuff. So that was kind of the first revival of the scene. We started getting more like, you know, music outside of hardcore.
Yeah.
We started more like psychedelic rock and like surf rock and like indie rock and post punk and stuff like that. So the scene kind of revived during that 2011 time period to like 2014, I want to say. And I think people were more accepting of like things that weren't hardcore.
Yeah.
We had a couple of shows where I played in the early House Scandinavian lineup, and like, it was so weird, like trying to play that stuff to people who want to hear metal or hardcore, and like, you know, I'm sure we've all had that lineup situation. And so the scene was mostly like comprised of that kind of stuff. And what's it called? At that point, you know, it kind of died again.
Yeah.
And then around 2015, it kind of revived itself. We have a booker out here called Burger Wolf, who kind of like really helped out in like kind of booking more shows at the bar that everyone from the AV shall know, the Britisher, which is like our mainstay dive bar place. You're not really a band until you play there out here. You can't call yourself an AV band unless you play there. And like, we play there for like years and years. Like I've seen that, man, that place is like a second home. Like, it's just so, you know, most towns have something like that. And so, so the scene right now, currently, what would you say, Steve? Because you're younger, you're more in the scene. Because, you know, I'm not involved too much anymore because, you know, I have a job. So like, you know, so like I have a full-time job. So like, I can't really go to shows on Thursdays anymore. So
now like mostly just like surf indie stuff.
Is it
Palmdale Sound, as they say?
Really? That's interesting.
Steve was saying it's a lot of indie rock and surf punk kind of stuff, like very 80s inspired stuff, you know, which is interesting because like it's such a 180 from like what I grew up with, you know, and like but the scene, I think right now it's kind of like hibernating because COVID it was already kind of, you know, every small town has like trouble with like keeping things fresh.
For sure.
Like, we didn't get a lot of out of towners coming in, and people really didn't take it seriously as like a spot to play, you know. And I think we were kind of already heading towards like a dormant phase, but then COVID just like stopped. Like, just like made sure that actually happened, you know. And but it's getting good now. I think we were talking earlier, you know, Transplants has kind of revitalized a lot of the scene. We're getting a lot of bands from out of town that have never played here before. You said your friend from OJ.
Oh, hi. Yeah. Yeah. Rob.
Rob McGill. He came out here. So there you go. You know, we're on the map now, you know, so like, but the scene is good. I think it's more diverse than people think it is. You just have to find the bands, you know, you have to find you have to dig. You like anything that's worth you know? So
that's how I feel like it goes with like every scene though, you know, like I know our scene was like kind of dead for a while. I feel like Santa Barbara has just been kind of dead. You know, Ventura is kind of on an upkick right now, which is actually kind of cool. Like you said, like yours is kind of on an uptick too. Yeah, it just like goes in waves. Yeah. Anyways, that's cool, dude.
Yeah, man. Come by.
I'm gonna have to come through, dude. I definitely want to check out Transplants sometime if I can make it out there, dude. If I can make the drive, you know. We'll have to.
Lineups.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess like let's talk a little bit more about like your music and stuff. So your like latest release, Utility End came out in March.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Oh, well, okay. So I'll give you the quick story on that one. Well, when COVID happened, the plan was for the band at the time, we were going to do a lot of shows.
Yeah.
We were going to release. I had the second album ready to go pretty much. And we were playing a lot of songs from the second album, which hasn't come out. Obviously it's all on release still. But at the time, as Alex will tell you too, we were playing like these really crazy 8-minute long songs. We were going really kind of like, I like to call it like progressive pop, almost like pop songs, but they're like 8 minutes long with all these weird things going on in them. And we were like, the plan was to finish learning it because we learned maybe like 5 out of the 9 songs or something like that. We were playing them pretty consistently. But then COVID just killed it, like, you know, and I was all on board. I was mixing it all. It was pretty much almost there. And that killed my enthusiasm pretty much. Like, you know, like I was like, what's the point of releasing this? Like, you know, unfortunately I'm pessimistic about most things. So I was like, well, if they didn't care now when we were playing shows, it's going to be even worse now that everyone can just, you know, it was tough. It was tough for musicians because it was confusing. You know, what do? You can't play shows. You can't promote your music. Everyone's going online and, you know, Bandcamp Friday, Bandcamp this, you know, and like, and that's already hard enough, you know, to differentiate yourself, which, you know, it's hard for the DIY bands. And, so we took a break. We didn't practice for a while. We tried to keep practicing, but then it got kind of scary. The surge got worse. And so we thought it was best if we just, you know, took some time away from each other. And during that time, I was like, maybe I should continue finishing off the record, but I kind of just lost steam. I took like a month from just working on music. Like I just didn't do anything. Like I just couldn't. I just didn't feel any urgency of doing it anymore.
Yeah, it happened.
And it sucks because like I had like we had the momentum and just stopped. And so but then we got together again around late August, started doing the streams. I think I mentioned that earlier. We were doing live streams for a bit. Yeah. And that kind of reinvigorated my need to play music or just record and write. Yeah. And around late October was when I started working on Utility End. And I kind of, the next album is not scrapped or anything like that, but I just felt like this isn't the time for it. I don't know, like it just didn't feel like relevant, you know, like how I was feeling at the time, you know, because it was a different feeling entirely, you know, like Utility End is a very kind of like melancholic, depressing record. And so like, I think that's how I felt, you know? So, so, you know, I think that was the mood at the moment.
More appropriate.
And, it's very autumnal, like
autumnal,
you know, so,
I don't know.
Autumnal, something like that. And so, it felt good to release that at that moment. And well, it didn't come out at that moment. It came out in March, but it was recorded during that time. And so, so, you know, just three quick songs, you know, some of them have been in the back burner for a while. Some weren't. And, we released it in March. We did a couple of cool little weird videos for it. I don't know if you've seen the weird adverts we did.
Yeah. Talk about them.
Silly. Oh, well, one of them was like, it was really cold outside, right? Like right now. And I just told my friend, hey man, what if like you just walk down, pretend you're listening to some music and this guy just, you know, jump scares you. And, you know, put some weird Spanish words in it. Cause you know, we have our inside jokes in Spanish. And so like, and And so it's not funny at all. Like it's like anti-humor almost. And like if you watch it and you don't know what the heck they're talking about. And but I just with that release, I just wanted it to be legit. We really wanted to make sure like people saw that we were putting effort into like promoting it and stuff. Cause I feel like in the past, maybe I haven't been too hard. I haven't tried too hard, I think it's kind of a testament to how lazy bands can be, musicians can be, I can be, when it comes to promoting ourselves, like you should try a little harder to make creative, be silly, cause you just want to be noticed. And, but yeah, we released that in March. I think people liked it. I don't know. Some people told me they liked it. Some people didn't say anything. So I don't know. And like, and then we learned it. We learned the whole thing. Our run of shows in October was pretty much our promotional tour of it. Cause every show we pretty much played every song on it in order. And I think that was our big goal for the year, to like learn it and just play it seamlessly, like Alex suggested, and just present it as a piece, And,
that's cool.
Yeah. I'm proud of that. I'm proud of that stuff, and I'm proud of the band for learning it and like pretty much playing it their own way. And I think if people were listening, they'll like it. It's just we presented our goal was to present the work. It's presented. It's there forever, recorded. If you missed out, you missed out. And now we're just going to move on to the next thing, So,
awesome.
Yeah.
So I saw that that was released on like Chief Tizo Records. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah. So back in college, me and my friend Starlin, who's now a teacher in Boyle Heights. He's an English teacher, actually.
Interesting.
Really smart guy.
Sick. Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty smart guy. Cool guy. Been my friend for many years. We were bored, college students. We felt the call to action to do something creative in the face of academics.
Yeah.
And we did this little label called Chief Tizo, and it failed spectacularly because we didn't have any money to print anything. But we just if you say something's a label, people will pay more attention to you.
Yeah.
And we had a little collective of artists we had, and it's just something to say is under.
Yeah.
You pay to it, right? You thought.
I mean, yeah, I checked.
And so, but we did release a tape under it a couple years ago. And speaking of which, we are going to do kind of like a collab with Chief Tizo and another label, which I can't talk about right now, but expect it next year. We're going to be doing some more tape releases with Chief Tizo.
Nice.
Not just House Scandinavian, but also some other stuff. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, Chief Tizo is just our label, so to speak.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Everybody's got to have their own little label if they release stuff under,
Yeah, man. I mean, that's how you know.
Dude, TBD has one, dude. Like, I know what you mean. Like, TBD has a dumb little label too. We're actually looking on, me and my friend Maddie, my part-time co-host, we are thinking about doing another release soon. So we'll see what comes
up. Heck yeah. Do it. I mean, I think it's such a legitimizing thing to have a physical,
It for sure is. Yeah, it's super fun. And it's just cool. Yeah, dude. It's like you immortalize like music once you put it on like a tape or something, and like
exactly.
I've said this before on a different interview. So if there's any recurring listeners, I doubt there is, but like, if they listen back to a previous interview, they would have heard me talk about this old compilation that I found from this label called called Yay Records, and the compilation called the Pleasant Valley Records compilation. And it was just like this local label, like Ventura County label. And it was just this compilation of like all local bands from that specific area of time or specific era of time. And I don't know anything about these bands. I don't know what happened to them besides like a select like two. There's like two bands on there that I know who they are. And like one of them was Josh Redman and his sister Rebecca Redman, and they were both at KCSB. They were both general managers at one point, and they both Josh ran a show for a very long time called 5432 Fun that basically did what I was doing or what I do, and that I have like DIY artists on all the time. So I know who they are. and I know like a specific like one other artist on there, but the rest are just gone, but their music is immortalized on this record, So that's what I think. Like, I think that small little labels are like really important, like to immortalize like local music in like a specific area of like a scene or whatever, because like you never know who's going to come across that in like 10 years or 15 years, whatever, and be like, this is sick,
And that's how that's how I found so many bands too. Just like those weird little compilations that, you said, like just a band that released like one song and that's it, but it's right there. Listen to it,
Yeah.
And I'd encourage anybody, to like try to, get their music community together. It's tough, because obviously, musicians can be flaky and stuff. We can all be flaky.
Yeah.
But it is a nice thing when you're able to like collectively get like, this is what this scene was.
Yeah, exactly.
Is, and then with its warts and all. So anyway.
Yeah. That's cool, dude. Well, I guess like, do you guys have any plans for 2022 before we wrap up here and go into some fan questions?
Yeah. Alex, you kind of were the first one to kind of hit us on the head with 2022. So
I only ask because the new year is right around the corner here.
As in what direction, Brian?
Oh, as in like the band direction, I guess. Like, what do you want to focus on? What do you want to improve on, I suppose?
One of the things I've always wanted to try, well, not really try, but just really revive is bringing back our live streams and actually including like a sister band like Eye Candy to show up and play at the same time as us.
That'd be kind of
sick.
sick.
On a live stream, let's say they play first and we play second.
Yeah, like a show.
Like an actual gig.
Like an actual show, just hanging out kind of thing. Usually like in the afternoon.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of sick.
That would be cool. But that takes a lot of planning, and who knows if the band will show up or not,
Yeah.
That's how it goes, dude.
It's tough.
I used to do multi-band live streams like in the very beginning of COVID, like through Zoom.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, it was interesting. It was definitely weird, and I feel like the quality was not good, and it was just so strange, dude. Gosh darn. Very specific era, but I feel like when bands do live streams right, I think they could be sick. And I also think that if you do like a live stream outside of the context of COVID, where you make it like, I want to do a live stream specifically because we can, not because we have to, I feel like that also makes it cooler, as opposed to, I don't know. So that's cool, dude. I can't wait to see what you guys' 2022 is going to be.
Yeah. Keep on the lookout. We got plans. New music is always, that's always the goal. And hopefully some more shows. Hopefully we hit up Simi Valley. That'd be sick, right?
Yeah, right. Or Ventura or something. Yeah, Ventura. Dude, that'd be sick, dude. The old 805, as they say.
We're coming.
Or is there like a place in Simi Valley you recommend that we should actually touch base with?
There actually isn't very much going on at Simi.
Nice. All right. So we're going to be playing at Thomas's house.
We'll do a house show, dude. We'll do a house show. I have heard that the bowling alley Harley's does live music. I know that they've had shows. Nobody really goes, but apparently they have a full backline kit. And like they have an actual sound guy at the bowling alley, which is kind of wild.
Weird.
Yeah.
So gotta mic the bowling pins, dude.
Exactly, dude.
The impact, so it looks like a lot of people are playing. So
they put like contact mics on like all of the bowling pins or something. So when you like make a noise record, that's actually a cool concept, dude. Like, what if you just like put contact mics on like all of the bowling pins and you just
why has no one done this?
Yeah, dude, that's a noise record right there. You just record like a bowling competition and make a noise record out of it. That's like the most esoteric stuff I think I've ever heard. Like, I should do that and start making noise music and just submit it to labels, dude. I bet I could get a record.
You will get signed. You will get signed.
Anyways, okay, so you guys down to hop into some fan questions?
Yeah.
Let's do it. You guys got a lot, dude. You guys are kind of popular.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
you are.
Here we go.
So this one says, what current trends in music are you guys seeing that you have been particularly enjoying?
Go
Trends
Steve.
in music. We have the youngest guy here to answer that. Hey, Steve,
Yeah,
what's
go
up?
Steve. You're the one who listens to music a lot.
See, the issue is I listen to a lot of old music, so I can't really say. But
Steve, I'm just kidding.
sorry. Yeah. I don't know. Really, if anything, the coolest trend right now is just bands that get together just to play. But I guess that's kind of how all bands play.
Nice save. See,
this is why you don't answer. This is why you don't ask me the question.
Okay. I current trends, like I don't understand the question. It's so vague. Like current trends in fashion, or no, I was kidding. No, I guess current trends. I like. I mean, it's always been relevant, but I do like when bands kind of morph the genres a bit. I've always been a fan of like a band that will suddenly go into like. I mean, it's so cliche, but like that suddenly goes into like a jazz passage or something like that. There's a black metal band called Imperial Triumphant who does like jazz passages randomly into their black metal. It's so weird, but it's awesome. And I play it all the time at work. And I think people get scared because like, what is that? And then, so, I think genre blending is always cool when it's done like, in a tasteful way, I guess, which is subjective, I mean, I don't know, it's all subjective, but genre blending is something I fully approve of. And I think it's always a great way to like make something new. And I know now that we're so open with the internet and stuff, you hear everything now. Like there's no barriers to what you listen to. So I think more of that, please. More of that. Yeah.
More genre bending.
Yeah. Let's do it. Let's do that bowling stuff. Bowling noise.
Let's do it, dude. Some bowling noise record. 2022. Keep an ear out.
Pincore.
Pincore. That's honestly sick, dude. This next one says, ask Brian when the next episode of Deep Black is coming out.
Oh man.
It's lost.
It's for all those not in the know, Deep Black was like a little mini series I was working on. Like how do I say it? Like an action series. Like I used to make little small short films.
Yeah.
And we never finished it. And so Deep Black Part 3 is like the last episode that we never did.
Yeah.
I've thought about whoever that is. I've thought about it time to time to do Deep Black Part 3. I wrote the soundtrack. It's just sitting in my hard drive. But like, man, Part 3, it could be like a reboot at this point. We're so old now.
Honestly, that'd be sick. Do it. Deep Black Part 3 coming soon.
Yeah.
2022.
Coming soon. The trailers are there. We have trailers for it.
Oh, wow, dude.
Look it up.
I'm going to have to throw those in the link in the bio. Should I do a point like the vloggers do? Link in bio.
Yeah. Subscribe now.
Yeah, dude.
Patreon.
Do some of these.
Stars, subscribe. Leave comment for epic earthquakes.
Anyway. All right.
So this next one says, what's your favorite TV show?
Man, you first. What's your TV show?
Last show that I watched all the way through and thought, oh wow, this was so good was Deep Space Nine, the Star Trek.
That's one. Star Trek, by the way.
Yeah.
I thought you were about to say Deep Black.
Oh,
well, that too.
That too. That's also a favorite.
I'm crying that there's never going to be an episode 3.
Hey, there might be, dude. Don't say that.
It might happen, dude. Just got full of. I just need that funding to come through. That funding.
Exactly. We're just waiting for the producers to come through with the funds.
Yeah, it's almost there. Favorite show? I watch a lot of The Nanny.
That's
so
dope.
like, I literally watch that all the time. Nanny, fine man. She's the one with her iconic voice,
Yeah.
Sheffield. So like,
Chili.
I do like the Nanny.
Belfry of Not This Generation.
Yeah. So watch The Nanny, everybody. It's a good show. It's on Cozy TV.
Nice.
Oh, Columbo is pretty good too. If anyone wants Columbo. Columbo is pretty good. We watch old shows. I don't know. I didn't watch Squid Game or any of that crap.
Neither did I, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. What is that? Or whatever else is on Netflix these days. The what?
ER.
That's
another show.
I don't watch ER. I watch House. But anyway, how about Alex? What's your favorite TV show? Alex?
I mean, I'm just like Brian. I'm just watching all the old TV shows.
Fair.
Just like what's that?
I said fair.
Yeah, I mean, funny thing is that a coworker of mine really loves I Love Lucy, and he wants me to hang out with him, have some beer, and watch I Love Lucy.
Hang out.
I particularly love that. Actually, that's sick. Well, that's awesome, guys. We'll keep it moving here because we just got a 10-minute notification that this Zoom call is going to end.
Let's go.
So this one says, Steven, don't forget to listen to Z-Loopers. Z-Loopers? Z-Loopers?
Zooloopers?
What? Zoolander?
Z-Loopers?
Looper?
I didn't say this. I don't know this.
It's not you?
It's not me.
Oh,
That was from the homie Robbie. From Eye Candy.
Oh,
Who's that?
that Robbie. Wait, no. Who is Robbie?
The drummer of Eye Candy, dude.
Oh, wait.
Damn.
I'm so sorry.
Shame so hard right now.
Bruh.
So embarrassed for you.
Because I always think of Nathan.
Zulu what? What's it called? Zookeepers?
It's Zeloopers.
Well, I'm looking it up when I get home, Rob. So sorry I forgot your name for a second, Nate. I'm also listening to Injury Reserve. So
Injury Reserve? Oh.
Injury Reserve.
All right, next embarrassing
Injury
question.
Reserve is dope.
I lost my one friend.
I always mix up Injury Reserve for clipping for some reason.
Clipping?
Yeah.
Clipping.
Oh, really? Oh,
I can see
sound?
why.
Oh, okay.
Kind of like that industrial thing.
I had this artist on my show. His name is Ted Burns, and that was a very early episode of the remote live TBD. And he did drums for clipping on a few songs.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah, he's
pretty
sick.
cool.
Yeah, he's cool.
That's sick.
Yeah, me and him messaged each other about cars because he has like a Fiat and like I just got like wheels for my 4Runner. And so he'll be like, dude, that's sick. And I'm like, dude, I love your Fiat, Ted. Like, hell yeah, dude. He has like an Abarth. So it's like the sport version of like a Fiat, you know?
Yeah.
Anyways, that was just really random and off topic. But
Isn't the guy from clipping like related to like working with the Hamilton guy?
Is he?
Isn't he? My coworker told me that because she's like loves Hamilton. And she's like, and she was listening to clipping, which is so weird. And she was like, yeah, I think she found out about clipping because of watching Hamilton. So weird.
that's random.
Yeah. Anyway, continue on.
Another really weird connection that I made today. There was this person named, I think it was Alex Peralta or something. He's Stacy Peralta's son from Powell Peralta, the skateboards. And anyways, he used to play with like Thundercat and stuff. He used to play piano for like Thundercat and like, you know, Fly Low and like all that other stuff. Yeah, that whole scene. Yeah. And anyways, I was like tutoring this kid for GIS and stuff. And he was like, yeah, dude, like my good homie from back in the day used to play with this dude named Thundercat. Do you know who that is? And I was like, yeah, I know who that is. Like, that's random as hell. What was his name? And he's like, oh, like something Peralta. I forget his name. And I was just like, that's crazy. Cause I know that Thundercat made a song about that guy once because the guy passed away. And I was just like, what a small world like connection that we just made right here. Like, that is so weird, you know? And he was like, yeah, dude, we used to all just like kick it and just like chill at our apartments and stuff and like do drugs and whatnot. And I'm like, that's so random. Anyways. So I think that does it for like our fan questions, guys. And we're coming to an end here. Where can people keep up with all things How Scandinavian?
The website helps, howscandinavian.com.
I love that you guys have a website. That's cool.
Yeah.
When social media goes down from getting sued for destroying the world, you guys are going to have a website and you're going to be able to keep up with fans still.
Hell yeah. We got you on our mailing list, so don't worry. We won't forget you.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, howscandinavian.com. Obviously the Instagram is, you know, usually where we post the most urgent stuff. But if you sign up for our Bandcamp, I do send out like little monthly-ish messages, you know, just keeping you guys up to date and stuff. And yeah, that's about it. We're not too spread out.
Sick. Well, I do have one more question, guys. Are you ready for it?
All right.
Okay, so it's kind of a big one. You have to be very prepared.
All right.
So a rat is going to jump into your mouth. Do you want this rat to jump into your mouth head first? Or do you want it to jump into your mouth butt first? And why?
Butt first, get it over with.
Fair.
Yeah, I was about to say, because they're both ends would be just as disgusting. Because it's a rat. You don't know where his mouth is going. His little disgusting claw paws.
What if it was like a lab rat, a clean lab rat?
Lab rat. Well, if it goes in mouth first, I guess I'll like get like the chemicals they pump into his like throat.
Oh.
Corporations and all that.
That's a good answer. I've never gotten that answer before. I love that.
I'm just trying. I'm working with what I'm getting.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's what this question's for. I love that you took it in that direction.
He puts lipstick on his rat at home.
He has a rat.
Yes, I dress him up with little hats for my Instagram page.
Cute.
The movie Willard. Willard. Anyone seen Willard?
We're not 80.
No. Anyway. The rat movie Willard. Watch it. Anyway.
Free Willy.
Anyway. Yeah, I guess butt first. Just get it over with. No, and never mind. No, mouth first. Yeah, what are we talking about? That's gross.
Exactly, dude. Yeah, if you get butt first, you're gonna have some like tail spaghetti going down your throat.
Yeah, you're gonna choke probably.
That's what I'm saying.
You probably choke up. But...
No, because you can just spit them out.
Well, you could spit them out with the ass first.
No, you can't.
When you think about it,
I don't think you can.
Front first would be worse because the rat would probably like claw in your throat and stuff.
You bite your tongue, I guess.
That too. Bite your uvula.
Oof. That's really painful.
Bad situation. What did I do to anger this rat? That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I don't know.
That must be cold.
Gross.
Well, guys, thank you for answering that. That's about all we have for today. Thanks for tuning into TBD on KCSB FM 91.9 every Sunday, 4 to 6 p.m. and NetNet Radio every Saturday, 4 p.m. This is House Scandinavian. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Thomas.
We appreciate it.
Thanks for listening.